Hello and welcome to Motor India's YouTube channel. Our guest for today is Mr. Akash Pashi, President of ZF Group in India. Akash, welcome to the show. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time. So Akash, I would like to know what's new that you have exhibited at the EXCON ZF stall.
So India is on the move, and therefore India becomes a very important market for ZF. Technology is changing, economy is looking up, and that builds up an easy equation for ZF Group to focus on.
Okay.
ZF has had presence in India for a very long time, including in construction equipment. And since there is a large amount of money which has gone into infrastructure in India, especially since 2014, the results of that are coming in now. And that one can see today at EXCON, where we are today, where I believe that the show was always bigger, but has become even much bigger than what it was 2 years back. I also believe that people of 1 lakh, as we say in India, will visit this exhibit today to Saturday. Last time they said 65,000 people had come. So growth of about 35 to 40%. And I think that exactly is how ZF Group displays itself. Our exhibit here is more than 2 times the size of what it was 2 years back. When we stood here and talked to you last time, we had one product to show. We had many years of presence, but not in a very strong way. But today when I stand before you, we have a fully equipped construction equipment new plant running in Coimbatore since June this year, and manufacturing and assembling the products we have here. So coming to your question, what do we have here? What we have here is primarily transmissions as well as axles for our local and global customers, which are made out of Coimbatore. Some are already in the works here, and others will be added in the next 3 to 4 months. Because being in Coimbatore in an SCZ gives also the possibility to export quite a lot, and then also service our big customers in India. The change also is that for 100 years, we are known for a lot of things in automobile, but in construction equipment, we are known for our axles and our transmissions. But in the last couple of years, we've added many more products to it, which we could talk about later. And this is what is here for display for our key customers at EXCON.
So the off-road vehicle segment is also to some extent following the trend that is happening in the automotive industry. There are requirements for connected, requirements for software enabled certain things, because the TCO or the optimization is the key for the construction equipment. How ZF is gearing up to support these requirements?
Well, what you mentioned is a great question, because these become relevant for ZF only if the market upgrades itself to it. And that is the India of today. The customer no more in most of the cases is looking only at the cost of purchase. The customer is looking at life cycle costs.
True.
As global companies, and not only as ZF but many other in the automobile segment or in the construction equipment segment, have all been promoting for customers for end customers to look at life cycle costs. And that became a buzzword, but now it's not a buzzword anymore. That is the way of life. People have lived through that cycle. They have realized that what matters is what runs through the life cycle of the product. And that is where our relevance as ZF becomes more, because of a couple of reasons before I go to the life cycle. In automobile and in construction. And construction is normally at the end of the value chain. Things have happened in the aircraft industry, they come on to the car industry, volumes are high, then they come to commercial vehicle, and then comes in the construction equipment. So we are at a stage now where I feel that the passenger car industry in India is already fairly modelized, and of course shaping very fast. Construction, the commercial vehicle is halfway through. Construction, the shoots have just started. So we will see in the next 5 years rapid modernization. The biggest thing we find in our customers, which is the big names of India, JCB or Tata Hitachi or Swing Sweater and others in construction on earth moving, that they are discussing technology with us, they are discussing life cycle costs with us, they are discussing, most importantly, need for the product for them to give to customers in India but also to export.
Ah,
So their own mother companies are shifting base to India,
India, okay.
and giving these markets in a lot of cases, like Middle East, like Africa, like parts of Southeast Asia, to India to handle.
oh, that means you have no lot of opportunities to leverage. One that you mentioned is the green shoots. Another one, your customers are required to cater to their global requirements. Means you have a
Yes.
bouquet of.
That's right, because we work with all of them already across the globe.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, we are in a stage where we are pushing, rightfully so, for being more competitive globally and very much for our customers in India with localization. And then they are also bringing in their things to assemble and manufacture of India for local market, but also for exports.
Okay.
And I think that goes hand in hand.
That's
And as ZF, the advantage of being in PASCAR, being in construction equipment,
Yeah.
being in light commercial vehicles, being in heavy commercial vehicles or sustainability,
It's a
all
full
is a full circle, helps with sourcing, helps with localization, helps with manufacturing. And therefore, I think ZF stands for quality, ZF stands for reliability, ZF stands for very meaningful life cycle cost, which means yesterday my customer did not buy from me because I was not giving the cheapest product. Today my customer knows that from ZF I will not get the cheapest localized product, but I will get a good price product because it will add over and above the immediate cost, it will add value. And the moment they say value in life cycle cost plus the product cost, it becomes a good equation for ZF.
Fantastic.
And I think we've still not reached that inflection point
Okay.
where everybody will be standing out of ZF.
Okay. Okay.
It will come, but it will come in the next 3-5 years
Okay.
in the construction equipment industry, where we need to do more, but we are very involved, being the second largest auto component manufacturer in the world in providing service to our customers.
I understand. I mean, a minute ago you mentioned that from one or two products you are also expanding your product portfolio.
Yeah.
Can you throw a little more light on that?
So the standard products, and I'm sure my colleagues will take you around and show you what we do, but it was about different axles and different transmissions. And that's a 100-plus-year-old baby, which is now very well established. And given the fact that we invest 6% plus of, even in these tough times in Germany and around the world, even if India is doing well and other parts of the world at this moment not so well, 6% of our revenue goes into R&D.
Okay.
For a 40-plus billion euro company, 6% is a lot of money,
Yeah.
which means that we are able to sustain the new technology also for construction, not only thinking of these standard products, but also e-mobility, but also control units,
Okay.
but also seeing that, like we do in other products, can telematic information help. So we are adding the periphery and increasing the periphery for our customers, not only with the main aggregates, but also the other products. So that is where ZF is moving in its next step, and I think that it is being received quite well with the market.
Okay. See, the life cycle of the product in the off-road segment is much longer than CVs.
Yes.
Even more longer than what it is for PVs.
Yes.
That is passenger vehicles.
Yeah.
So but at the same time, the customers expect some futuristic products also in this segment.
Yes.
So when you have the longer life cycle and the customer expectations, how do you manage to merge these two and then cater to them?
Oh, excellent question. I will answer in the following way. Because the technology is changing and it was very basic in India, then even a standard product like an axle or a transmission becomes extremely important through the life cycle. And we have seen that in construction and in earth moving, the need of technology is bringing heavier products.
True.
And when they say heavier, it's music to our ears. Because on the very standard low-cost products, we are not there. Those technologies are pretty old globally.
They wanted the productivity factor to be increased.
So,
right?
productivity to increase with heavier equipment,
Okay.
which calls for a heavier transmission, which calls for usage of a heavier axle, for example, and that is music to our ears because that's exactly what we do. So, with the longer life cycle, that product continues to give higher productivity over a longer span of life, with us also offering service and durability to the customer. And hopefully, it's a ZF product. You don't need to tinker with it every day.
Yeah.
It's up and running. It's only once in a while when something is required. And the industry on infrastructure in India is just opening up.
Okay.
So even if there is longevity of life cycle, that product would stay.
Okay.
Whereas because the market is growing exponentially, and in my own study of what I get to know from the market, in the automobile segment, construction equipment is the only business in 5 years which will grow 100%.
Okay.
That growth is not there in pass car, it is there partly in commercial vehicles, but there is nothing like 100% growth, and that is only in construction equipment, even if we don't see it in the last few quarters because of the slowing down of some projects, and therefore we are in the right place. So the size of the industry will expand. So the new products which we will bring up while the old products work
Okay.
will create space for the new products because the market is expanding and those volumes will be absorbed.
Oh, I understand. I understand. Do you see the software-defined vehicle concept playing a role in off-road vehicles, especially in the product segments that you are into?
It has to. Whether as ZF we are into passenger cars or commercial vehicles or railways, for example, everywhere we have telematic solutions. Either giving the on-road performance or giving the life of the aggregator, preventive maintenance needed or whatever. They are working very well. As I said, things come a little later to construction equipment industry, and there's one big difference. In all other automobile segments, we count the number of kilometers covered.
We are the hours.
In construction equipment, we covered number of hours covered. So it's a different ball game.
Absolutely.
So wherever there are open pit, closed pit, large mines with a closed periphery where the product is running, you need all information. So it's just a matter of time that we will walk through into that also. But already basic technologies on electronics is available, and my reading is that whatever is a low tonnage, localized performance product in a mine will more and more probably go towards electric.
That is an interesting point.
So that's another area where we are very much focusing on with some large customers like Volvo, etc. in Europe. We have lower tonnage products under 8 tons, which are already with our drive lines on electric. And India is getting there because we all have to meet the sustainability and the agenda. And I think everyone has to play a role. And of course, the biggest is on the commercial vehicle, where the on-road emission, if improved, will give the maximum benefit. But construction equipment will also contribute. Will come later, but I think we are very much heading, and I already hear some of our customers talking to us very much on smaller products for that particular technology.
Akash, for suppliers like ZF, primarily those companies calculate their growth based on the content per vehicle in PVs and CVs.
Yes.
But what about the off-road? How do you calculate? And what is the growth that you foresee in India for your offerings?
Yeah, I think that's where ZF has a great footprint, covering all segments of automobile, including earth moving and construction equipment. That gives us the possibility to have common backend and a lot of things. For example, engineering in a number of cases, but most importantly, design and purchasing. So we are working a lot with India with over 600 suppliers
Oh, okay.
to make India a sourcing hub. Today we source over 6,000 crores of material here for the globe
Okay.
and for
That's
our markets.
over for the group, no?
For the group, which is nothing.
Nothing.
We are just less than 5%.
Okay.
So that's the growth opportunity.
Okay.
So I think also in the construction equipment industry, that's the benefit we will get, that this supplier base needs to be increased, because we want to, from the 6,000 crores, have a 5-fold increase
Okay.
in the next 5 years. Because
Okay.
India is a land of opportunity.
Okay.
When you talk of construction equipment or axles or transmissions, forgings, castings, electronics start to play a much bigger role. And those are the things which India is also very good, not so much in electronics,
Okay.
but forgings and castings.
Okay.
And I think that's very important if we want to meet customer expectations.
Great. Great.
We must source it locally, we must application engineering at least, if not 100% designing as yet, needs to be done in India. Manufacturing needs to be done in India. And only then we come close to the value we want to offer to the customer. So that's a journey in itself, and that's why all the investments in India to come to closer customer expectations. And hopefully next time when we meet 2 years later, we will have something much more to share than what we have today.
Great. Lovely talking to you, Akash. Thank you for enlightening me on many things. Thanks so much.
Thank you.